When a political party attacks a word like woke yet can't define it, they're manipulating you. And the closer you look at wokeness, cultura woke, wokeism, especially in light of the recent Supreme Court affirmative action ruling, the more you understand and see woke as something to stoke rather than attack. So in this video, we're going to look at what is wokeness and why you want to stoke the woke rather than attack it. So, what is wokeness, the woke culture that a certain political party warns you against? Well, it could be one of four distinctions. Since they won't define it, I will, and we'll share why wokeness is something that drives a strong economy and is good for the health of the nation. Before we define wokeness, let's step back and think of the most effective teams and organizations. Experience and research confirms that this involves at least three key ingredients. You start with top talent, that's number one. Two, they've got to work together effectively. And three, they work towards a goal that they care about. Does wokeness help or hurt this? It certainly helps, but let's define wokeism and prove why. So, woke critics might refer to one of four things when they throw out the term woke. One is affirmative action. It's the idea that we need to help marginalized minorities get jobs, promotions, or get into college. Two, woke might mean diversity, which is the idea that if we help people, teams, and organizations identify barriers to cooperation and mitigate those barriers, they'll get more done. Three, woke could refer to social programs, the idea that the government needs to step in and help people. And four, finally, woke could refer to renewable energy. You hear terms like New Green Deal as a scare phrase. We'll dig into why renewables are the smartest choice when it comes to the initial cost of energy and the total cost compared to non-renewable resources. So let's work backwards and start with number 4, renewable energy. Extreme right-wing groups seems to want to cast any increase in renewable energy as the end of the U.S. economy. They're wrong, and they're lying. Let's start by agreeing on three things. First, is it smart to be a good steward of the earth? I think so. We only have one planet, and it's rare that my right-wing friends and I disagree on this. So let's start by agreeing, let's be good stewards. Second, can we agree that it's stupid to let rich guys get richer by exploiting the planet while the rest of us are left paying the price of their greed? There's a cost to limited resources and pollution that we all pay. The ultimate parasite is the organism that takes all the advantage while avoiding any cost. Rich guys shouldn't be allowed to play us in order to get the benefits while the rest of us pay a very high price. Agreed? And finally, can we all agree it's smart to use the right combination of energy that represents the lowest overall cost in real dollars and environmental impact? Lowering the cost of energy is proven to fuel economic growth. Sound good? Cool. Hopefully we're on the same page. If not, share your thoughts below. But let's talk energy cost. Would it surprise you that renewables, according to a 2020 study, came in as the lowest cost choice? That means the lowest initial cost and the lowest total cost from an economic standpoint without considering environmental impact. Remember, lower cost energy equals economic growth. Stoke the woke, my friends. Oh, wait, you might say, this puts oil and gas folks out of a job. You know what? It can. And we're no strangers to this type of transition. That's why we invest in retraining and social programs that are proven to help people transition. We can lower energy costs and save the planet. That's smart. Stoke the renewable energy woke. Oh, wait, you say those windmills are ugly and dangerous. No, but that's why solar energy usage is surging as it should. Windmills alone aren't the answer. Smart energy folks know that we need a combination of generation resources, such as solar panels, to balance energy needs. And solar looks promising. Oil and gas are limited non-renewable resources, and dependence on foreign suppliers is as dumb as it gets. Stoke the woke unless you want a solution that's more expensive, harms the planet, and continues dependence on other countries. Let's talk about woke that refers to support for social programs that help people. The thinking is if we're too generous in helping, we enable, and it's a lose-lose for everyone. Actually, I agree. We don't want to enable bad behavior. That's why smart social programs like retraining laid-off workers and more in-demand skills returns $7 to every one we invest. Stoke the woke with online education, developmental programs, and job retraining to boost the economy while helping people get back to work. But with other social programs, the return on investment varies. That's why with social program spending, we need to stop talking in labels and generalities like propagandists do and get more precise as we rely on research, understanding, nuances, and what actually helps people in a way that works for all without enabling. Propagandists love to talk in generalities while true public servants understand that the glory is in the details. Reject propagandists and dig into social program detail if you really want to serve people. So when it comes to wokeism, we have two more things to talk about, and that is affirmative action and diversity. I split them out because affirmative action seeks to help marginalized top talent get the gig, while the larger umbrella of diversity is all about getting the differences to work together better to create results. Affirmative action gets the diverse and competent talent in. Diversity makes it work to create results. Got it? Well, okay, so why embrace affirmative action? Well, since we tend to hire people that look and think like us, affirmative action gives us a nudge towards opening our talent pool to racial, ethnic, religious, geographical, sexual orientation, and gender differences so that we don't miss out on top talent because they don't look like us. The goal is to mitigate biases so we end up with top talent that is also diverse. Affirmative action can slide off the rails when it's misapplied in one of two ways. First, if you pass on the most qualified candidates to reach a quota, your team and organization will suffer. Been there, and it's ugly. Hiring is the most important decision you make inside an organization, and you'll waste untold energy dealing with underperformance if you've hired to meet a quota while ignoring competence. Second, if you're afraid to let someone go because they help with affirmative action goals, then you lose because you're no longer driven by top talent or competence. I've seen examples of top talent leave while the ship sinks with underperforming yet protected minorities. Don't fall for this. The problem isn't affirmative action, but that it's sometimes misapplied. When applied correctly, affirmative action gives the marginalized yet highly qualified a chance they otherwise wouldn't have. It sets you up to win at diversity, which is getting top talent from differing backgrounds to perform at a high level. A Labor Department report in 1995 confirmed that affirmative action has helped more than 5 million members of minority groups and 6 million women move up in the workplace. Would it surprise you to know that white women have gained the most from affirmative action? Affirmative action is much more than race. Which brings us to the final woke concept, which is diversity. Yes, affirmative action is part of diversity, but at its core, diversity cares about getting very different people to work together better and more effectively. You often do that by helping people understand their biases that they bring to the table and the cost of those biases to results and how to move beyond them to create new levels of cooperation to get stuff done. In key parts of any business, cooperation is the key to results, and diversity can help you address the barriers to results. Diversity helps us deal with unnecessary barriers to that value-adding cooperation. I studied high-performing teams at Microsoft and other top corporations. Pouring out of a conference room one day was a team that represented every group you can imagine, from Jews to Muslims to Southern Christians, you name it. I had to ask, how do they get along? Oh, fine, the team leader said. I mean, it was a little tense when we started, but they got to know each other, came to respect and appreciate the talent on their team. And of course, they had a goal they all cared about. Okay, that's real diversity, folks. They dealt with biases in order to get a common result. So in summary, will woke make you broke? No, just the opposite. When we stoke the woke, we create more diverse and effective teams and organizations if we do it right. Every leader knows the value of cooperation in the right places. When we fund social programs in a way that promotes change in the right direction, we all win. And when we start acting like good stewards of the earth while saving money and promoting economic growth, that's sustainable and smart. That's why I say, stoke the woke.